Welcome to the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of January 11th, 2021. Every week we chat about the things parents are talking about, complaining about, and obsessing about right now. I'm Catherine Haleko, and I'm here with Terry Morrow.
Hello.
And Nicole Eridix.
Hi there.
This week we're complaining about other people's parenting and judging, and obsessing about post-kid careers. We're also taking a couple of breaks for an entertainment discussion and a recommendation roundup. Today, we all need some good news, so we're talking about nice things our family members have done recently. This was inspired for me so my daughter is still home from college for a little bit longer, and, as I think I mentioned in the resolutions, she, uses a pot or a pan, and then it sits in the sink for 3 days. She leaves water glasses and water bottles and other beverages, half finished all over the place. She takes over the whole basement for watching movies and playing games and hanging out with her small quarantine pod of friends. But then no one else can use the basement. So, but she is almost always willing to take her brother places, drive him if he needs to go somewhere. And the other day, my husband was like, well, we have this, these ingredients for dinner, but I just don't feel like cooking. And as you know, I never feel like cooking. So we said, hey, do you feel like making dinner to our daughter? And she immediately just started cooking and cooked a whole meal. And then as soon as it was done, she's like, okay, bye, I'm going to my boyfriend's house. And she never even ate it. But we were very happy that she was willing to do that. It was huge. It was a big help, because it's just, my husband and I were like, oh, again, dinner. So yeah, that was a nice little favor that she did for the family. So that she didn't even participate in. I mean, she didn't even enjoy.
Aw.
So yeah, has anybody else been a recipient lately of anything good like that? Nicole?
Yeah, well, I had something similar, actually, very similar. Just last week when my daughter, who I wouldn't say she's happy to take her brother anywhere. She usually charges him money. So
it's a family Uber.
Yeah. And I mean, she'll run an errand or two when she feels like it. So, but yeah, last week we were sitting around and thinking about dinner, and much like you, Catherine, I don't like to cook dinner. I don't like to think about dinner. I just don't do dinner. And so my husband said, well, we have some salmon, and not really into cooking that. And then Kristen just jumped in there right away, and she's like, I just had the best salmon at so-and-so's, her boyfriend's place, and his mother, cooked it a certain way. So I'm going to get the recipe and I'll do it. She's never cooked us dinner. Ever. Ever. But get this. Not only did she cook dinner, but she had the table set. She had the salmon all plated with sliced lemon and garnish, and she had the rice done. I'm like, you have some skills, girl.
Yeah.
You need to do this more often. I was just so impressed. I don't like salmon, so I didn't eat the salmon, but everybody told me it was really good. So, yeah, I was just blown away, let me tell you, because, getting her to really do anything extra around the house is pretty hard. So it was very shocking, I have to say.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how to, what's the next step? How do I
Put her on the schedule for 2 days a week.
Yeah. Well, she can't even do cat litter on schedule, so let's just hold our horses here. We'll just, So that was something exciting that happened too. It's very similar situation. Mm-hmm. How about you, Terry?
My kids don't cook. We've tried hinting strongly, and it's just not. I mean, my daughter makes her own lunches and breakfasts, but my husband does the dinners and everybody's just fine with that. So, I mean, that's a nice thing that he does and I appreciate it. He's recently branched out into baking and will now make my pumpkin bread recipe without me having to do it. So, yay! Lots more pumpkin bread in our house this year. But something that my daughter has been doing that has been just really made me happy is taking over some of the tech burden of the household. I have always been the IT guy for the family, and I am not, I mean, I used to know a lot, and as I get older and technology gets newer, I know less and less, and it's getting more and more of a struggle for me. And my daughter has, doesn't do as much on the computer as I do, but she does enough, and she has her phone, and she does things on her phone. So she's sort of learned how to do stuff. So now if my son needs help, I say, go ask your sister. And then we remove all the stress of him having to, have me looking at his things. And if, we need to have a new streaming service coded into the TV, she does that, which is wonderful. And if mom and dad are watching TV and can't figure out how to make the streaming stuff work, we call her and she just sets it up. Yay. It's wonderful. It's so cool. She not only does her own stuff, she does some of our stuff too. And it's wonderful. And I want her to do more and more and more. Even if it takes her longer to figure out how to do stuff than it would take me. Once she knows how to do it, then she can do it forever. Yay!
Awesome.
So I am overjoyed with that. That has been... So, because the pressure, right, of having anytime anybody has a computer or phone problem.
Yes.
They go to mom. And sometimes I just want to, I don't want to deal with that stuff. It's hard. I don't know.
Exactly.
Can you even take things to the Apple Store right now? I don't think you can. No. I think I'm the Apple Store.
If you have
my daughter is the Apple Store.
50 miles of you, which we do not.
Oh, yeah. We used to have that problem, but lately there's two pretty close by and one or two reachable.
I think I would have to go to Milwaukee. Yeah, it's very nice when somebody steps up.
Yeah.
So I thought it would be good to actually, try to recognize it when it occurs.
Yeah.
Because we're very lucky.
Yes. I have also had some success in spreading the idleness around as well. Like, if y'all want to decorate for Christmas, that'd be great, but I'm busy, but you guys could get all the stuff down and set it up. And then it's like, we don't really want it that much. Like, excellent.
All right. We're all in agreement. My daughter did help a little bit with the de-Christmasing too. All she did was help me sweep, but there were many pine needles to sweep. So it was quite a big job.
Yeah.
For sure. So.
Yeah, my daughter vacuums. She's taken that as her job, mostly because nobody else does it, and she gets annoyed. So then she'll go.
Maybe that's what I need to do is just stop doing things. Just stop. And then somebody will eventually get frustrated and, decide to do it. I mean, that's
the problem is, how often will that person who eventually gets frustrated, how often will that be you?
Yeah. I know, exactly. I'll be the first to get frustrated.
Usually the outcome.
Yeah, it totally is. Like, who am I kidding?
I do. So I sometimes am able to wait my husband out on certain things.
I'm still waiting to have the
accordion file.
Filed. That is not a nice thing that somebody has done for me. Anybody could do that. The kids could do that. Right. It's looking at the month and putting it in that thing. It's so easy.
My husband and I have sort of a, grudge match that goes on about filing as well, because I tend to pay the bills, and he wants things to be filed, but he doesn't want to actually do the filing. Yes. And also he insists on getting like paper statements from certain things. And so I absolutely refuse to file those things because I didn't want them in the first place.
Right.
The
And the
filing
other
is so
stuff-
much easier than the remembering and the going in and the paying and the budgeting and figuring out when you can go pay this bill. That's the hard part.
Right, exactly.
Take the easy part, man. What's the matter with you?
Yep. So sometimes I just don't file for a long time. And then he's just like, where's all this stuff? Why is this sitting here? I'm like, well, go ahead.
We call it the
We
Jenga
have those
file.
conversations too.
And then he gets frustrated because he'll go and file like all the stuff that I refuse to file, all the statements that I think don't need to be saved. And as soon as he does it, he'll get like 10 more in the mail. And be like, I just did this. I'm like, yep, you asked for it, buddy.
Yep. You check that paperless box everywhere you can, but whatever else comes in is his responsibility.
Yes.
My sister-in-law got us very, very nicely, lovely gesture of her. She sent us a snowblower.
Oh, wow.
One of the kind of lighter ones. It's kind of like a vacuum. I think it's a Snow Joe, something like that. Anyway, so my husband has no interest in snowblowers. He's a shovel guy. But the kids were all really, wow, look at this. This is so cool. We're going to have a snowblower. So I said, excellent. It's your guys' thing. This is going to be your thing. You're going to use this whenever it snows. Yay! You can figure out how it works. You can figure out how to put it together. And you can use it. So we'll see.
So is it still in the box?
It's not in the box, but the instruction booklet has not been cracked. I think it is still in its plastic bag. Because it's like, I don't have time to figure out how to use this. My husband doesn't want to use it. They're excited about it. So channel that excitement into taking responsibility for it completely,
Well, you need
100%.
You need snow.
Yeah, you.
So.
Yeah, it missed we have had one snowstorm.
Right.
So the next snowstorm, somebody's going to have to open that book. My new tech daughter can open that book. It can't be that hard, but I don't want to have anything to do with it.
Yeah, that is one of the things that I've purposefully not learned how to use our snowblower because then I'll be using it.
Yep. Well, that's one nice thing in our house is that I am not expected to have anything to do with the snow removal. That's why I got married, and that's why we got kids, so that Mom could sit inside and drink tea, and somebody else could go take care of the snow. I'm a Californian. I don't know about snow. Anybody else doing something nice in your house, Nicole? I feel like I've talked over you a couple of times.
No, you're good. I mean, really, if anybody's done something nice, it's been me, so we're good.
We are, after all, family members, so what's a nice thing you've done
Shout
recently?
out ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. So, no.
We have given our families immortality by talking about them on the podcast. It's a service we provide. I guess the nice thing we will do for you, our listeners, is say that that's it for today's round 1. Tune in tomorrow for our entertainment-themed round 2 and later in the week to find out what we're complaining about, obsessing about, and recommending right now. We're always interested in what you have to say, so drop us a comment on our website, our Facebook page, or Twitter, where you'll find us at Roundabout Chat.